But we got two players, AJ. That's balling. That's hooping. You got Batman, Superman, Ant-Man, balling.
Yep.
And we got Julius Randle balling. So you propose this question. I'm curious to see what you gotta say. Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards, and Julius Randle, are they the best duo remaining in the playoffs right now?
I think given how they're now before I say this, context. I know
Okay.
Vaughn is gonna look at this because we was debating the other day. Because I said, and this is something that I want to revisit at some point. I said I still believe that the Knicks won the trade between the Knicks and the Timberwolves back when they traded Julius Randle and Karl Anthony Towns. That's how I felt. I think the Wolves came out solid, but I thought that the Knicks came out with a better deal. And now the Knicks are going, we assume, to the conference finals. But so are the Warriors. And it's kind of crazy to say, but I say all that to say, with respect to that take, and I want to get to that take at a later date, if we're going off of how duos are playing right now, oh my goodness, bro. Ant-Man and Julius Randle playing out of their mind. Shout out to the Pacers for advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals. Crazy. No more saying we're like the Hawks a few years ago. Respect to
I know
him.
he, yeah, he got some smoke for you, AJ.
Yeah, I know he got some respect to him. Respect to him. Hey, I did have the Cavs winning. I had no
Me
faith in
too.
the Pacers. They got my respect. They got my respect, bro. They got my respect. So shout out to the Indiana Pacers. But these duos, I don't think there is a duo playing better currently, playing better than Ant-Man and Julius Randle right now. And I love how they're playing off of each other. To start the season, it was so clunky. It was, all right, you go. All right, now I go. Ant-Man got the ball top of the key. Everybody ISO, get out the way. Now Ant-Man going to do his thing. Then it was, all right, Ant-Man, he doing his thing. All right, we going to give it to Julius. Julius going to come down. Everybody get out the way. We barreling through guys, and that's how we going to play. And at times, they still play the same way. But you can tell they have a feel for each other now. You could tell, I know where Ant-Man likes the ball. I know where Julius Randle likes the ball. I know when he's in this spot to get out of his way. I know when he's here, he's looking to pass. I'm going to cut right here. Same thing, vice versa. These boys, let me get the numbers. Let me get the numbers back up because I just had them up. First off, in the Lakers series, Julius Randle was playing out of his mind. And shout out to him because I didn't know if he was going to play at this level in the playoffs, given his history. We know his playoff history. I didn't know he was going to play at this level. I had to, hey, let's just see what he do. He has potential to dominate the Lakers series. He has potential to dominate the Warriors series. But let's just see how he plays. In the Lakers series, 23 points a game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and he was dominant. Like, he was the most consistent player for the Wolves in that series. High upside for Anthony Edwards, as we know. But the most consistent player on both sides of the ball, in my eyes, Julius Randle. The impact he had on LeBron, attacking the paint, the impact he had on the boards, scoring at will. I honestly think he's a part of the reason why LeBron got hurt, not in a bad way, but just in a way of like he was beating up on LeBron. It was very physical on LeBron the entire series, dealing with Julius Randle in the paint. And then obviously Anthony Edwards in that series. I mean, he wasn't the most efficient, but he did give you 27 points a game, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. I mean, we saw what Anthony Edwards did in that series. Then went out and mocked everybody with the myself included with the Ant-Man, Superman, Batman, Lakers and 5. Like, so shout out to him. And then you got this series. Where the numbers just kind of disappeared on me. But Ant-Man averaging around 27 points a game. Julius Randle averaging around 24, 25 a game. Like they, again, playing off of each other and dominating. And this is the thing, Joe. I know a lot of people want to say Steph Curry is the reason why this is happening. And I do think to an extent, Steph Curry definitely makes an impact on this series if he's healthy. But I'm going to say this. Defensively, Steph wasn't going to help with stopping Anthony Edwards. Defensively, Steph wasn't going to help with stopping Julius Randle. Julius Randle out there killing Draymond Green. Got to be talked about. Anytime they matched up, he taking him down there to that post fade. He laying the ball up over the top, hook shot over the top, shooting the tray effectively. Now, I think Draymond Green is surprising me offensively, too, because he hitting threes and playing well offensively, too. So, shout out to Draymond.
He's
But
balling.
defensively, the guy who said he wants to be defensive player of the year, Julius Randle having his way. Julius Randle
Mhm.
is having his way with Draymond Green. So when I look at the landscape of the playoffs, I mean, you know how I feel about OKC. I think it's SGA and just it's a mixture of different guys you could throw in there. The Denver Nuggets with Jokic and Jamal Murray. Both of them, they haven't been super efficient, especially Jokic. Jokic kind of has struggled in this series, even though it's 2-2. So even though I honestly feel like they are the better duo off the strength of Jokic, I don't think they're playing as good currently as Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle. Obviously, if Steph is playing, Steph and Jimmy will be in that conversation. But what is it now? Is it Jimmy and Buddy Hield? Is it Draymond and Buddy Hield? Like
Kaminga.
Kaminga, right? Who should have been getting playing time before? I don't know what's going on with that
Oh,
situation.
bro.
But Kaminga is playing great basketball. But I don't consider them in that conversation. Cleveland been banged up for far too long. I mean, you could throw, Donovan Mitchell in there and Darius Garland. I don't know who else you would really throw in that conversation, but they just got bounced, so I can't really put them in that conversation. I think the Pacers are a win by committee type of team. It's clear that Tyrese Halliburton is the best player, but you could throw a lot of players in there as the number 2 for that team, which makes them effective. And then when I look at the other team that really is pushing it, I believe, is probably the Knicks with Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. But Cat not playing as good as Julius Randle is. You're not playing as well as Julius Randle is. I don't know if Ant is playing at the effect on the game wise. I'm not sure that Ant is playing as well as Brunson. It might be a push. I think it's close, but I think the gap between the number 2s between Julius Randle and Cat, I think the gap right now in the play is evident. So, and then you got Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and Tatum just got hurt. But even before he got hurt, they weren't playing well. So right now, man, I don't really think it's close. I think Julius Randle and Ant-Man are the best remaining duo. I'll say the best playing remaining duo left. That's what I'll say. The best playing remain, like how they're playing, that they are playing the best out of the duo. I just want to make sure I phrase this right.
Yeah, that's what we see.
Yeah, for somebody to be like, oh, you think he better than Jason Tatum? And like, bro, come on, bro. Like, they are playing the best of the duos remaining. That's my take.
Okay. I mean, I agree with you. I do think they are the best remaining duo. And it's because, number one, they are the leading remaining duos, like he said, not including Tatum. They are the leading scorer as far as remaining duos. You look at the duos, like you said, look at all 4 teams, right? Celtics, we can just cancel them out. All 8 teams. Cancel them out. Jalen Brunson and Anthony Edwards. Jalen Brunson's not having a great series this series. He was pretty good. He's been clutch, but he's not. He did have a great game too last game, but overall his series hasn't been like overwhelming. And
he's reminding me of Ant. He's reminding me of Ant in the fourth quarter. Yeah.
Yes, and Julius Randle out of all the number 1s, you got Jalen Brunson, you got Shea, who this series literally been averaging 21 points a game against the Denver Nuggets. He has been average 27 in the whole playoffs, only 21 against the Denver Nuggets. You got Jokic, who's literally having his worst series I've seen in a long time, since he's been the Jokic that I know today, right? You look at who else? You look at Tyrese Halliburton. I mean, the Pacers is by committee. I think Tyrese Halliburton is the 5th best scorer in this whole team, right? Something like that, right? In the whole series. And Donovan Mitchell, he is what he is. But you look at all the number 2s, Julius Randle has hands down been the most consistent number 2. And the difference between Julius Randle, see, Jokic and Murray, you have a case there, but we've seen games when Murray has been bad.
Yes.
Poorly shooting percentage wise. But through these whole playoffs, people made a case that Randle has been playing Anthony Edwards. But the thing is, I would never say that because of the attention Anthony Edwards brings to the table that allows Randle to get what he gets. Randle gets one-on-one coverage every single time. Anthony Edwards don't. Anthony Edwards dealing with double teams literally all game. The coverages are literally trying to squeeze him. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to say that. But they are the number 1 scoring duo in the NBA. Sorry, in the playoffs right now. And out of those top duos, they have the best field goal percentage in the playoffs. And on top of that, both of them are 2-way players. Now, I feel like Jalen Williams and Shea will have a case, but Jalen Williams has not been consistent.
Exactly.
Sometimes Chet was the best player. Sometimes, but when it comes outside that Rudy Gobert shot game, outside that game, Randle and Anthony Edwards have been the best duo on their teams every single game. I can't
Yep.
say that for every other team. Literally, that's the only team I can say that for, besides the Celtics, but Tatum's no longer here no more. But I gotta disagree with you on one thing you said. The problem with the Warriors is not defense. I get it; they probably can't stop them. They can't score for real. If Steph was there, the situation would be different. They had 80 points, in my opinion. I believe 80 points in 3 quarters, right? And Steph got hurt in like before that happened, and they still had they only had 99 points. But if Steph was there, they would have had more. Right now, the Warriors are averaging what 99 points a game this series, and the Timberwolves averaging 106. That's it. I think Steph is a 7 point margin.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I do believe if Steph was here, like, listen. I'm gonna rub some feathers probably. All right, the Timberwolves. I think, like I said when we opened this topic when the series started, I think people be overhyping the Timberwolves. I am not fond of the Timberwolves offense. I'm really not. All right, their offense is really hit and miss. They're playing the injury riddled. Now, if they play the Nuggets, they might have a shot because some reason they got the Nuggets number.
No. Yes.
But
I
in
was.
the regular season, they play OKC very well. But in these playoffs, I think OKC will get them. Defensively, I think OKC is much better. What's keeping OKC in these dubs against Denver and against Memphis without Ja Morant is a defense. They offensively, OKC has not been good these whole playoffs outside of the 2 blowouts they had. But outside of that, they've been go look at the 3-point percentages. They've been bad. But the defense has kept OKC up like afloat basically. And SGA hasn't really hit a stride like he wanted to on a consistent basis. So, but Minnesota, man, I'm gonna say it right now. If Denver make it, which I don't think they will, they might win. But if OKC make it, AJ, it's over.
Over in what?
Minnesota. This is the last.
No, I'm saying over like the numbers. Over in 5, 6, 7.
We were risen when that happened. All right? We'll get there. Wait. Hey, Jimmy Butler might got one more game for me, and then Steph might come back. So we gotta get there first. And OKC top 2 too. Let's get there first.
Let me say this about the Warriors. They
done.
They done, bro. They done, bro. They sleep. It's over with. But this all I want to say about the Timberwolves. I agree with you to an extent. This is the thing about the Wolves, though. And Jaden McDaniels said it right after game 1. They have a tendency to play down to their competition. Wow. It is what they do routinely. And
the whole Lakers series.
Exactly. Like it's what they do. When the team don't have their best player, they're almost more likely to take out the Wolves than they are when they do have their best player. Because when they have their best player, the Wolves are on point. Their Anthony Edwards is more so on point. Julius Randle is more so. Julius Randle probably gonna stay the same, but the rest of the team is more on point than they are without Steph. It's like I was actually telling my coworker this today. I was telling him, I'm like, Steph being out of this series not only took the win out of the Warriors' sails, it took the win out of the Wolves' sails too, and you could tell. Like when he went down, it was kind of like. Yeah. All right, I get like Steph not here. They wanted to knock Steph out, so it could. I knocked out Bron, I knocked out KD, I knocked out Steph. You talked about it the other night. Like, trust me, I wish Steph was playing. Like, they want Steph to be available to go against the best, and I feel like now that Steph is not available, I feel like they kind of like they know they're the better team. They know they're gonna win, so they be chilling. They coast, they chill, they. Anthony Edwards, I'm gonna be passive. Like I said, I don't think Julius Randle is Julius Randle with or without Steph out there. I don't think he's changing. But it's like everyone else, like they just lack that normal aggression. It feels like on both sides of the ball until it gets tight, until they feel like they might lose. Then Anthony Edwards, like 3rd quarter last night, Anthony Edwards goes crazy. Like then it's like, all right, we gotta turn it up now. Like now we gotta get it going. Like I said, with Steph out there, bro, I think the series is closer. It might be 2-2, but I probably still pick the Wolves off the strength of their size, And off the strength of like watching this series, I'm more as crazy as it sounds because the margins of victory have been kind of small without Steph. I'm more confident that they'd win even if Steph was there watching this series because I thought if anything they'd be able to like whenever they needed to cut the water off on Ant with Kuminga or with Jimmy Butler, they'd be able to cut the water off. Like not completely, but slow them all the way down. Julius Randle, he got to deal with Draymond Green. I'm thinking Draymond is, Draymond gonna slow that down, and these boys been hooping, especially Julius, who, in my opinion, at this point is kind of like the number two. Is kind of crazy to say this about a number two option, but he's kind of like the X factor for the team right now. Like when he's balling, they're more likely to win. They don't have no answer for those guys, bro. They honestly, bro, from what I see, they barely be having an answer for Rudy Gobert on the boards, bro. Like they be slapping it. They look like the Lakers. They look like the Lakers in the paint, bro. Slapping it and going for loose. So it's like I just feel like overall, bro, I agree to an extent. I do think the Wolves have been kind of fortunate, if I'm being honest. They played a Lakers team that was small and didn't want to put their only real big out there in that series, the back half of the series. And then in this series, you don't have Steph Curry. I think getting out of this series healthy, going up against either Denver, and you said it, if they see Denver, Wolves, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it because I'm feeling a certain way about Denver right now too, and I'm gonna get to that in a second. But I think we'll see a different Wolves team no matter who they play in the next one. I think we will see the best version of the Wolves will come out next series when they're playing for a chance to go to the finals against two teams that are healthy and two teams that will probably be the favorites going into the series. I think you'll get the best out of them when they feel like, all right, we could lose this series. So like we gotta hoop. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel about it.
See, yeah, and I do want to correct something I said about Shea. I say he averaging 21 points a game versus Denver. My boy averaging 27.
Yeah, I just saw that.
27, 8 and 7. My bad, Shea. I think I was one of the last two games probably. I don't know, but
yeah, I think it's from last two games. And speaking of SGA,